Hello friends, welcome. Today I'm working on a new layout for Confessions of a Paper Addict. I'm using this fish background cut file. It's new for July, and I'm documenting some photos of some fish that we took when we went snorkeling on our honeymoon. I'm using the July 2023 hip kit, and I don't really have any paper left in it, just a few pieces of scraps, but I have lots of embellishments left. But I think after this layout, I'm gonna call this kit finished and end up dispersing all of these embellishments into my regular stash. I just used a piece of blue cardstock to cut the cut file out with, and I wanted to place it on well, actually, I auditioned several pieces of background paper, but the white just seemed to work best for these colors that I'm gonna have going on because I really wanted that cut file to pop. I think it would be so cute to use this to document maybe children's swimming lessons or just children swimming, or maybe your pet fish. Or a trip to the aquarium. There's all kinds of ways that you can use this one. You can cut the fish apart and use each fish separately because they're not really overlapping each other. They're just barely touching. So it would be easy to cut apart and arrange the fish however you wanted to. But I really love this look of it just the way it is and the way it was meant to be, just flat on the background. It's so cute. It almost has this lacy look to it to me. I also, before I started filming, went ahead and glued my photos together the way that I wanted them to be. And my husband didn't even, he didn't even realize that those were photos of real fish. I had to explain to him where I got those from, and actually I didn't, it's actually a video. I just had to do a screenshot of a video because for some reason I didn't take any stills during that trip. I don't think I could see my camera because it was in a bag and in the water, and I had my goggles on, and I just kind of knew where the record button was at, and I would hit record and hope that I got something. And I did end up getting a whole lot of nothing, but I was fortunate to have this little segment in the video that showed these cute little fish. So I took a still shot of it or a screenshot of it and printed them out like photos. So you've been watching me just place some of the larger elements around the photos a little bit, and I chose to kind of just do 3 clusters. I've placed some vellum leaves and tags, and now I'm just kind of looking at these florals and choosing the smaller ones that are in the bunch, and I'm going to end up cutting down the white edge off of the 3 of those flowers that have it. I'm going to trim some of that off just a little bit, and I'm going to rough up the flowers and smush them up just a little bit to give them more life to it. And here you'll notice that unfortunately I misspelled snorkeling. I went through the whole process of taking my still photos and editing the video before I ever even realized it. And I had already gone back and glued my letters down, but I did fix it. Fortunately, they came up fairly easily without ripping too much of the paper. And I think that honestly, I can kind of tell in the final product now, but I did retake the stills. There is one where it is still misspelled, but I'm just going to leave it. It's not going to be the photo of my layout that's out there for the world to see. So, and I'm telling all of you now, I'm promising you that I did fix it. So, I guess we all just make these goof ups from time to time. I don't know. I'm a terrible speller, but I do know how to spell snorkeling. And I actually didn't have an E in my pack, so I ended up having a makeshift one with an F, and I cut a little piece off of another letter to make the bottom line of the E. But I made it work, and I'm happy with the final result, so the day has been saved. Now you can see that I have trimmed those flowers up and kind of scuffed them up just a little bit. Now I'm placing smaller elements down. This kit came with an acrylic title and some acrylic shells. So I thought it was the perfect opportunity to get some of those used up. I just have to play around a little bit with what colors I want there. And I think that if I could change anything on this layout, it would have been moving that pink shell off of the photo, because once I get it glued down, it changes it to look slightly purple. So I probably should have used an orange one, or maybe stuck with the white one over there, but I think I'm probably the only one that's going to obsess over something like that. I'm sure it's not really that noticeable when you're just looking at the whole layout. So I had a couple of chipboard hearts, but there were only 2 of them. So I needed to pull one more heart in to have one in each of those clusters. And I also thought that right there to the right of that bathing suit is that little space needed to be filled. So a heart was perfect thing to go there. And now I'm just kind of digging around, and I'm going to see what else I can find. Oh, these, I wish I had had 3 of them, but I didn't. But I'm so glad I did. I think they're so cute. And sort of accidentally, I ended up moving them around so that they match the leaves that they're next to. And it kind of looks like fish in kind of trying to camouflage themselves in their natural habitat. I know that sounds silly, but I really love how that ended up turning out. I liked that one a lot. And I wanted to bring a couple of more of these puffy stickers in, and I'm just looking for the perfect spot to tuck this camera in. I ended up going to the bottom, even though I really wanted it to work up there, because that's kind of an awkward little empty space too. But I decided to leave that one. Leave that little space empty. This looks better at the bottom, so that's where I'm going to stick it. And I wanted another underwater creature, so I do end up pulling a little jellyfish off. I think I do this off camera. I pull a jellyfish from the puffy stickers and end up putting it down there beside that little camera too. This lifesaver floaty thing was really kind of perfect for, I thought, for this layout, because you're out in the water and you need a floaty sometimes. But I did just kind of tuck it in. It's a little hard to tell what it is without sort of moving things around or taking a good look at it, but I like where it's at. And it just kind of fills that little area out right there too. Add a little puffy flower, and I don't think that one's going to stay there. I think that's it. I'm going to bring in my Sharpie here momentarily. Yeah, I keep trying to fill that spot. It doesn't work. So after I do this part, I'm going to bring in a Sharpie and just go around the edge to draw my border, because I don't want my fish swimming off the page. And I do end up off camera tying those into a bow. For some reason, they just felt a little long, and instead of cutting them off, I was in the mood to tie it in a bow. So that's it, guys. I'm going to draw this border, and that's the end of this layout. Don't forget to check out Confessions of a Paper Addict. Virginia has a ton of gorgeous cut files in her shop. And if you like cut files, I promise you're going to find a whole lot that you can relate to there. She's covered almost every subject possible. And don't forget to like and subscribe. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Have a lovely crafty day. Bye-bye.